I came across this article that I'd like to share with you, and that is a Bitcoin trader or group of traders had turned $638,000 into well over $58.2 million in profits in early 2021. In this video, I'm going to break down this trade and show you how this trader or traders hit this big score. Hey traders, this is Mike Zur here. I've been an active trader for over 21 years and a trader coach for the past 15 years. In my videos, I profile all the top traders in the world and teach you how to replicate their incredible success. I've been fortunate to train many successful traders, and in this video, I'm going to talk about the crazy amount of wealth generated by Bitcoin traders. Now, Bitcoin prices have been skyrocketing lately, and recently prices have reached an all-time high of $65,000 USD as of April 2021. This has led to more and more Bitcoin investors becoming millionaires. In fact, I know people who have bought Bitcoin when it was only $1, and they have become millionaires because of Bitcoin. However, you don't have to buy Bitcoin at $1 to become a millionaire, and in this video, I'm going to analyze this trade and show you exactly how these traders made well over $50 million in profits trading Bitcoin. Bitcoin, the world's best known cryptocurrency, had been created in 2009 as a cash alternative soon after the financial crisis in 2008. At that time, governments all around the world were printing money like crazy to try to stabilize the global economy, and many Bitcoin enthusiasts view Bitcoin as a form of digital gold. Physical gold has long been considered a reliable store of value, and investors tend to see it as a form of insurance against an economic downturn. Here's the chart of Bitcoin price from 2015 to 2019. You can see that prices have been stabilized around the $100, $200 price level, and in late 2017 really skyrocketed all the way up to $20,000, only to see within a year fall back down to about $3,000, $4,000 price level. Since COVID-19 spread all around the world and the global economy came to a standstill in early 2019, Bitcoin has seen a resurgence in demand. Central banks' stimulus measures to combat the COVID-19 pandemic have cut interest rates to below zero in many parts of the world, and investors have seen Bitcoin as a growth asset in addition to being a safe haven that can perform strongly in an era of low returns from government bonds. As well, since Bitcoin's supply is capped at 21 million, its scarcity provides an innate value and shields it from central bank or government policies that stoke inflation. In fact, some investors have become concerned that inflation will spiral next year following a rush of new COVID-19 vaccines that allow governments to boost their economies. In the past few years, the crypto industry has consolidated, matured, and was seeing real traction with institutional investors. Investors are using Bitcoin as an inflationary hedge to combat the prospect of continued government stimulus. Let's look at the chart of Bitcoin and analyze when this trader or group of traders got into the trade. Now, from what I've researched, they put on an options trade on October 30th, 2020 that would benefit them immensely if the price of Bitcoin skyrocketed. Now, as you can see here, the price of Bitcoin at that time on October 30th, which is around here, is around 13,500. And they were basically predicting that the price of Bitcoin would skyrocket to at least $36,000, which is up here. And in fact, it actually went past that and went as high as 42,000. Now, you can see from this chart here that the price broke out of this consolidation area around here between 10,000 and 12,500, and there was a good probability that the price would go higher if it broke above the 12,500 level and target the previous highs of $20,000, which was set way back here in December 2017. So once it reached $20,000, in terms of the Bitcoin price, it would in fact consolidate again. And once it broke 20,000, there was no ceiling price for Bitcoin, and essentially it kept going higher almost every week. Now, from what I've researched, it seems the trader or the group of traders started exiting their positions around January 10th, to around January 12th, which is basically around here. And you can see that there was a massive move, essentially 300% from when they were getting in, around 13,500, went as high as 41,000. Now you may be wondering, how this trade made over 9,000% return instead of just 300%. Well, the main reason is the trader was using derivative contracts called call options to profit from this move. So you can think of a call option as a bet that the underlying asset, which is Bitcoin, is going to rise in value. So a call option gives you the right to buy a specific number of Bitcoins at a specific price by a predetermined date. So the call option can give you the opportunity to essentially profit from price gains in Bitcoin at a fraction of the cost of owning the actual coin. So all you really need to do is you only pay a premium for this call option, and if the price goes up, then the value of the premium can skyrocket. So you actually don't profit from selling Bitcoin, but rather by selling the premium back to the market. So let's talk about the initial trades that this trader or traders made. So on October 30th, 2020, they purchased around 16,000 worth of call option contracts. So the first one that they bought was 8,000 call option contracts with an average BTC price of 13,285. You can see here, this is the actual contract, January 29th, 2020, $36,000. The next one they bought is 4,000 call option contracts at 13,281. You can see here, same contract. And then they bought 2,200 contracts, again on the same date, around average price of 13,316. Again, same contract. And then later on, they purchased 1,800 call option contracts at an average BTC price of 13,321. Again, same contract. Now here, in order to confirm that there was a huge amount of call option contracts that were purchased, as you can see here on this chart through the cryptocurrency exchange Deribit, you can see that there was an open interest of 36,000 call option contracts. That you can see here, about 20,000 call option contracts that were executed at the 36,000 price. So there was a lot of interest in terms of traders speculating that Bitcoin price would be going up to $36,000. And here you can see the profit taking around January 12th. The reason why is there was a drop in terms of the number of BTC call option contracts of the 36,000 strike price level. Again, these were the contracts that they bought January 29th, 2021, and specifically on that day, it dropped over almost 10,000 contracts. So there's a big seller of 10,000 call option contracts on that day. So we can assume that this trader or traders had liquidated their positions on January 12th. Now let's break down the actual math in terms of calculation. So the amount of investment cost that this trader or traders made is they purchased 16,000 contracts. So the cost of the premiums of these option contracts cost 0.003 BTC per contract. And at that time, the BTC price was 13,300. So if we multiply everything together, the number of call option contracts, which is 16,000, times the premium, cost of premium, which is 0.003 per contract, times the actual BTC price, which was 13,300, you can see that the total investment of this particular trade was $638,400 USD. Now let's calculate the profit. So the number of contracts, as I said again, 16,000 contracts. They sold at around 0.1060 BTC per contract. That was the cost of the BTC price around that time was 34,700. And then again, if you multiply all three together, 16,000 contracts times the premiums that they made is 0.1060 BTC per contract times the BTC price 34,700, you get 58,851,200. So that's the total, that's the amount that they received when they sold the contracts. So if you take away the cost of the investment, so 58,851,200 minus the cost 638,400, you get a total profit of $58,212,800 profit, which is equivalent to 9,108% return. So what are the lessons you can learn from this trader who hit the home run on this trade? Well, first of all, the trader identified some key catalysts that could propel the Bitcoin price to go up. And as I mentioned, with central banks around the world printing money like crazy, low interest rates, storage of value or safe haven asset, and also inflation hedge, and also not to mention the amount of interest generated by institutional investors were some of the key catalysts that propel the Bitcoin price higher. Second is the trader utilized a high leverage asset like derivatives called call option contracts, which allow the trader to speculate on the price of the asset without actually having to buy the actual coin. So for example, if the trader actually bought the actual coin, which is $13,500 US per coin, instead of the option contracts, the trader would have needed hundreds of millions of dollars to buy the position that he held. Third is be aggressive. If you have a strong trade thesis and believe in your trade idea, then you should be comfortable in taking bigger risk and speculating big positions on your trade idea. Now, the fact that this trader speculated around $638,000 in capital and forecasted such a big price increase in Bitcoin to $36,000 when it was only $13,500 tells you the conviction of this trader. Fourth is you got to be comfortable with risk. The big risk is if the price of Bitcoin never reached the price of $36,000 before January 19, 2021, then the contracts the trader bought could be worthless. Now this trader or traders could have lost over $638,000. So it's a huge risk buying option contracts, but as long as you know the risk involved, then it's not really an issue. Now if it's money that you can't afford to lose, then you should not put on this type of trade. Lastly, don't sell too early or what we called ride your profits. Many traders would be comfortable with doubling their money or even 10 times their money and sell too early. The fact that this trader held on to profits for over 9,000% or 90 times shows you how cool and collected that this trader was, and that he wasn't selling until it was clear that the price wasn't going up anymore. Now, of course, you can't predict the top in the price, but the fact that this trader held on to his increasingly profitable positions takes confidence and conviction. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, there are 3 things you can do. First is smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm, hit the subscribe button to watch more videos like this, and hit the notification button so you'll be notified of future videos where I profile the best traders. Second, if you're looking to learn how you can be the next top trader, please go to my website, mikesir.com, to download my free ebook, Become the Next Millionaire, where I profile a few of my millionaire students. Lastly, if you're looking for a mentor and want to learn directly from me, please go to mikesir.com to apply to work with me.